Let's turn the other thing. Looks like we're live already, huh, Cass? What do you think of that?
I love this place. It's impressive.
I finally got you back here, you know, and I was reading a lot of articles about you and stuff, and it's incredible. You told me, be nice. If someone be nice, but some of your emails.
Oh, I was teasing you.
We got into your email,
it.
though. We're good at technology here, and we got into her email, and some of the emails you're getting. God, why don't you share them with us? You're so hot. You're so hot, Cass. I mean, are you going to stay with your old man? Come on, why are you blushing? That was not funny.
I knew he would do that.
Tell us about the emails. I want to know. Come on.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you're laughing because it must be true. I knew I'd get her with that one because you know, they told me, ask her about her emails. What kind of emails do you get?
You would probably be surprised.
She goes on stage and nails those songs one after another. Not afraid of 1,000, 2,000 people. Ask her about the emails.
Like, yep, I just will too. Exactly. Huh? What? My husband's not watching this, is he? No, we get some funny ones. We do.
Give us a few.
Yeah,
this is the way we started out. I'll tell an icebreaker. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I want everybody take notes. Take notes.
I have had. Well, there are emails where, I mean, we always feel familiar with people because we see them at shows, but we also get, emails from people we don't know at all. Yeah. And they usually come through the website. But, I've had one person who wanted to kind of push the idea that we were soulmates, and I'd never met this person. But
I'll never write to you again. That's it. It's over.
We are soulmates, Henry.
Good. God almighty. Go ahead.
Oh, some other ones. Oh, golly.
I'm not 60 minutes
most of them
or anything.
Are...
I'm not 60 minutes, and I'm not trying to boost my rating.
No. I mean, the dirt is the funny part.
The dirt. Come out with the dirt.
Oh, I had a really funny one time of a guy who sent me a video of him playing guitar, and he was all like flexed out, wearing a white Peter shirt, and you can tell like he did like 30 push-ups right before he got on, and he was like flexing his arms and stuff like
God,
that.
That's hard.
Most of them are just normal people, just want to reach out to us to talk about the music. So.
Yeah, what's interesting is that when you're an upfront person, especially you, Cass, and you're smiley, you're bubbly, you're a social butterfly.
I love people. And, I'm grateful that people reach out, even when it's an email that kind of cracks me up. I am glad they reach out to me.
Oh, my God. Isn't it cool?
It is cool.
And so you're on this second album now, and it's just like, boom. She says, I want to come back to the studio, and et cetera. And I said, sure. But by the time I got her up here and got her in, 10,000 people wanted to get in line first. What do you think of that? That was cool.
I was surprised.
I'm on the thing 24/7. Bing. Well, KABC out of LA. And I got to, listen to it. Hey, that was really cool. They didn't give you a lot. They got to really bring out the dirt.
It was a short show, but the Susan and Frank show it's KABC out of LA. So I felt really connected to her because I grew up watching Brady Bunch, and she was Cindy Brady, and I loved that show. And she also has, I believe she has a child with, a full-grown child with autism. Wow. And my niece has autism, so there's a little connection there.
Yeah. Isn't it cool? And it came out nice, and you had to say it right away because you couldn't really promote it, right? Push it out there, and it popped up, and I said, hey, this is cool, And then you have some more. You were with
Tri-Lakes Radio, yes, with Tim Board, and he interviewed us on the last album, and he comes out to our shows. He is steeped in music and always asks questions. I mean, just
You're eating it. What
are you wearing?
Yeah, no, you're not.
If you're going to make me turn red, I get to make you turn red. It's only fair.
I wore the right kind of shirt this time. Tell us some more. Tell us what you have planned. There's a lot of shows that you have coming up. right?
We have a lot of shows coming up. We're promoting the new album. We're really doing it differently this time because, it's really just us promoting it, just me and the band. But we did bring in a radio team this time out of Nashville, and they are sending the music out to every radio station that we're a fit for in our genre, which is Americana and funk and rock and blues. I mean, we really have a broad kind of grasp into different genres that we meld into a sound that hopefully is doing something unique and new for music. And it certainly feels like it's an authentic sound going into this second album. We feel more like, oh, this is our sound. The first time you're like, oh, well, I like it, and I hope this is our sound. The second time it really started to gel, and Taylor Scott produced the record again at Barnway Studios, and I think we were all just so comfortable with each other this time that we could really let it flow and let it come out. Yeah.
And everybody likes to hear your music. It's like you come out there, and I've watched you on some of your live feeds, and you can see you behind us and stuff right there on the monitor. And you really put out some awesome videos and stuff. And, tell us about being out in Colorado Springs. I'm gonna zoom in on you. It gives me time to do some shares, okay?
Okay, absolutely.
Tell us about Colorado Springs, okay?
Okay, so Colorado Springs, we decided to do our first CD release show in Colorado Springs at Stargazers Theater because we've had consistently an incredibly supportive audience there. I love Stargazers Theater. It's a big, historic venue that has great sound, and we were just grateful to be able to do the songs for the very first time. We had never done them publicly. We'd only practiced them and done them in the studio, and so we were really going out kind of cold, and we knew that would be a really warm, welcoming audience, and it felt so nice. Taylor Scott was a special guest with us, and we had Dan Burke on guitar, and Lauren Phillips on bass, John Stillwagon on keys, and Steve Saviano on drums, and it just felt like home. And that place always does. We love going south. I think the music audience there is just lovely. They're incredibly connected with us and appreciative, and we appreciate them. It's definitely feels more like friends than fans. So, I'll go there any day of the week. We have other shows coming up. Many shows.
You do all that by yourself. You're doing your own interview.
That's what I do. Can I have my own show?
Yes. Live here on KUHS, it's the Cass Clayton Show featuring Cass Clayton.
Oh, yeah. I don't think anybody needs more of me.
Okay, let's do a show, okay? It's the Cass Clayton Show featuring all the steamy hot emails.
Now.
I'm really into those now, huh? Oh, good God. That's funny. It's the Stargazers is very welcoming to you. You had a crowd there. It was looking good. And you were performing. It feels good to be up there and see your name in the backside. It looks tough.
They always set it up for us. It does. It makes us feel good. They're very welcoming. It's a really professional.
I say this about you. You're going to have in your album a #1 hit in there. And I'm going to say this. It's going to go to the Billboard charts.
Did you hear that?
Yes, it's going to be a #1 hit in there. And you're going to go to the Billboard charts. You're going to hit a #1, and then you're going to get a big offer. That's my projection.
Thank you, Henry. I hope so.
It's not hope so. It's really going to happen.
We're doing
because there's a lot of people who watch what we put on here. And I showed you how far we can reach now. We've been here doing this for a long, long time.
Yes.
And we're like an overnight success for 11 years. Like,
yes, and that's what it takes.
Jesus is like
you're doing something nobody else does.
Yes.
That now they're starting to follow suit with TV and radio
formats. Everybody's putting that together.
Yeah.
But we're gonna launch, and I thought we were gonna launch something even newer that's gonna say, how the fuck are we doing that?
Oh, I can't wait to see.
I don't know if you see some of the live feeds we get, like from Hong Kong.
Yeah, I watch it.
We get all these live feeds.
I put you on our website and tell people to.
Okay, now wait a minute. You're tea timing me. I see all kinds of other stations.
There are other stations.
What? Oh my
yes,
God.
We are not monogamous when it comes to radio. I'm sorry.
I can't believe you did that.
You're the top of the list, though.
I've heard that before. Mm-hmm.
But no, we are grateful because this is how people find out about bands. It's so different the big conglomerates like iHeartRadio, they just don't take risks on bands anymore. It's
I know,
not
that's why that's why independents like ourselves
yes.
are like a mosquito team.
Yes.
And then we're feeding them.
And we're a mosquito too. Yes.
And then we're feeding them hot sauce.
Exactly.
iHeart's over there.
It's like, yeah. Yeah, and I think a lot of us as listeners don't listen to that kind of format anymore because there's not a lot of new music coming out.
Right. There's it's the repetitive type of music out there from Beyonce.
Yeah. It's the same 50 songs.
Yes, same. And it gets old. It's like Cass Clayton. Come on.
I'm not on there. Why y'all listen to that? Listen to what you might. Hopefully listen to us too. But.
Okay, so you're here with Hogback Blues Band, right?
Yes.
And Nieces.
That's where we started.
I heard from Nieces, I always stay in tune with everything and everybody in there.
Great.
What a good job.
Oh, they're such great guys. I mean,
and they build a place of this. You get to eat, you get to watch the group, and you perform.
It's a real live music venue in that they don't have a bunch of TVs with sports in the background. They really support a lot of artists. And Nieces is right next to my house. So it's the really? Only place I don't have to drive an hour.
So you can get blitzed in the no, super. I wasn't driving.
Exactly. I can just stumble on home.
And go jump in the car. You think it's a lift. No, it's not.
No.
What are you doing here?
No. That was just my neighbor's car.
One time I got so loaded I took a bus home from downtown. I didn't know how to drive it though. I swear, Cass.
Oh my.
You knew it was going to happen to you. You know what I mean? So, Seventh Heaven, tell us about this.
So, Seventh Heaven. So, after I joined Hogback Blues Band, which was the band I started with, Billy Hoke, who's the drummer back there in Seventh Heaven, we just started talking about music. We're all in love with the same art form. Art form.
Radio station timer. Go home. I'm mad.
See how he is? He's like, if you could hair flip me right now, he would hair flip me.
I used to have long hair when I was younger.
I bet. You still have a ton of hair.
And it was
oh my gosh, really? My daughter has red hair.
Not bright red,
just like a
cinnamon red.
Yeah. That's cool. I love that color. It's like there aren't that many redheads left on the planet. So Billy Hope said, do you want to do some music together and start a band? And so we did. We had Michael Reese and
you're so different.
It's so different.
And now you're live and you are just entertaining. Your delivery is completely different, but you're so used to it now.
I feel more comfortable.
Yes, and
we're writing our own music. So when I'm writing music, it feels more natural singing it because it's my story, not.
It's not trying to get it perfectly for somebody else's story.
Yeah.
Perfect, exactly like the other artists that you're doing.
Yeah.
You're doing your own. And it's really awesome. But this band, how far did we go?
We played together for, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, and we're all still really good friends. And in fact, Lauren Phillips, the bass player, is kind of basically the band manager of the Cass Clayton band now, and the bass player and background vocalist, and he just does a lot with us. And John Stillwagon is on keys.
Yes, I see him. What about your drummer?
The drummer is now Steve Saviano.
Oh.
So Steve Saviano, for the type of music we were doing, was the right fit for us. I love Billy Hope as a drummer. He's an amazing friend, incredible, supporter of live music everywhere. When big bands come in town, a lot of times he's providing the drums for those bands when they come in town. So he's got a beautiful drum store called Boulder Drum Shop with some amazing kits in there for any drummers out there.
Cass Clayton, there she is.
Wow, that must have been our CD release show last year because we released the CD last year, and
that's how long it's been since you've been there. A whole year?
No, I came in between.
Yeah, you came to talk with Charlie.
Yes,
he just got back from Italy, and he called me from Boston.
He's Italian. Was he visiting family?
Yes, they had this big old huge wedding, and it was out in a smaller town area, but the whole town came to the wedding. He says, Henry. He's calling me from Boston this morning.
Yeah.
And it was like being in the first chapter of The Godfather.
Is he in southern Italy?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Wow.
He was making me laugh. I go,
That's
really?
so
I got video, I got everything.
Oh, is he going to put some online?
Yeah.
I want to see this.
Yeah, but
I will tune in.
he's still coming in. He's in Boston this morning. There was a layover because of the big storms out there.
Yeah.
And so he had to lay over, and then he's got to go to Dallas, and Dallas is coming home to everyone tonight.
So cool. He's a great guy. I loved interviewing with him too.
He's interesting.
He is.
He's really interesting.
We talked about love and spirituality a lot on that show.
Tell us about your spirituality. What do you think? Do you think it has intervention here with how well you're doing? You know, you may not think you're doing well, but you know, little bit by little bit by little bit. And
I feel like it's coming fast. Yeah.
Watch. You're gonna get a number one hit.
Okay.
And you're gonna get a big producer to get you up. Just be careful.
I would love it.
But be very careful.
Yeah.
Don't sign on the dotted line.
Get an attorney.
Yes.
Yes. It's
well,
crucial.
no, you're a financial manager. Attorney, don't worry about that.
Financial manager.
How much is the bottom line?
Well, that's it. I mean, on this album, we did not take any shortcuts, and as you know, it's just there's no way to do it right except to not take. You can't take shortcuts.
What studio did you record it?
We recorded at Far and Away Studios in Boulder, and so Jeff Gray owns it. It's beautiful. It has both analog and digital, so we've got that warm analog sound of old school music that a lot of bands aren't able to do anymore. It's expensive, you know. I mean, there are a lot of compelling reasons not to do it, and there are very few reasons to do a whole album anymore. Hardly anybody does that now.
I know.
We
just
felt like
one or two songs. They release them and they do 2 or 3 more, and it's like they go with a 99-cent download. Like I was telling about Harold or Styling with Great Goodwill.
Oh, I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, well, and so there's several others that are kind of hitting it too, but they haven't really nailed it. Yeah,
I think, you know, it happens when it happens. I do trust, like, to answer your question, I trust there's something bigger driving this.
You think?
Yeah. There has to be. I'm not good enough at all this for this to just be me. I'm not. It just seems like the right thing always presents itself, and then I show up and I do that. I work really, really hard, but I'm not driving the process by a long time.
Okay, so let's dial back let's go back 6 years.
Okay.
In your mind, did you ever dream that you'd have a really hot band like now, doing 2 CDs, doing all these different bands, and doing what you're doing?
No, I mean,
you couldn't dream that.
First of all, Henry,
you had it in your mind.
6 years ago, I wasn't even doing this.
This is what I'm telling you.
That's it. It's just crazy. Like this, you can't make this stuff up. Whenever anybody tells me that they are frustrated and don't know what they're going to do next, I know that feeling so well because before I started the music, I felt that. Like I knew I was on the precipice of some life change, but I didn't know what it was. And so I'm like, okay,
let's do it.
I thought I was going to be a meditation teacher. That's really, truly what I thought I was going to do. And now I'm just a troublemaker. Like, just a heckler. Clearly not cut out for the monastic life.
You ever get hecklers in the crowd?
Sure.
Go guys, go.
We had a guy who...
It's always a guy, you notice that? It's always a guy.
Generally, the hecklers are guys. Girls are taught not to heckle. They're politely taught not to heckle.
No, if you're a male singer. It's a whole different story.
Well, that's true. But we definitely have...
Tell us about the guy.
Well, we had a guy one time who was... I think he was on something. We never really established or figured out what he was on, but we were at a show. And there was actually a cartoon in Westward Magazine about this by Carl Christian Krempholz, because he kept high-fiving us so hard that, like, he almost, sent me across the room. Like, my hand was, like, burning. And then he jumped up on the stage. We had him on stage, but yeah. I mean, he kept saying, sing that stuff! And he was, like, yelling at us, and he was like, like,
get you. Yeah.
That's a different show.
Oh.
This is a family show.
That comes off the emails.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I knew if I opened up with the email thing. I do that to other people too with the email thing.
Anything's happened.
But it's true. With this advent of all this high-tech stuff, texting, the social media, and there's numerous ones out there. There's Instagram, there's LinkedIn, there's Snapchat, there's Facebook, there's all of them, and so you can get through all of them, and you can see some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the songs that I wrote and put on the album is about this, this inability to get away from social media, and
Can you put your phone down for a long period of time?
Oh yeah, I force myself to. It actually is difficult. I will admit it's difficult. We all are like a little bit addicted to these devices, but I force myself to because it bothers my family. When
you don't get put in timeout. I get put in timeout.
I've been put in timeout.
Just snag my phone, take off
Absolutely.
running.
Absolutely, God. And somebody's got to do it.
Come back.
It is addictive, and they've proven that it gives your brain little hits of dopamine. So it gets its own feedback. So
I'm sitting here.
Yeah, anybody who's on social media knows how it can quickly suck you in. But I try not to live there, and I try to make it a balance.
Right.
But I wrote
so
about
there you have it from Cass Clayton. She's really doing a good job of being a
doing my best.
I'm really doing my best. That Henry started it out wrong, though.
I love this show. This is what we have done.
Yes, and this show it's really cool. You just missed a bunch of people there with HET, which is Historic KUHS Theater Company. So they do the same. They do it live, but then they do it into a podcast. Yeah. And so we're going to do the same with this. I mean, we actually and so some of your music, I've got a lot of it here, and we'll put some on there, and we'll do it in the background. We won't put it inside here, inside the studio, but we'll let it play. And what song do you want to play? Tell me which one you're going to say is the number one song that's going to be a number one hit, and I'll select it. And if you're listening, this is the one that's got to be the number one song on Billboard.
Wow, that's a really, I don't know the answer to that, obviously, but B-side has been getting a lot of play. And I think it's because, it compares the B-side of an album where, sometimes that's the most interesting work on an album is on the old B-side. But it wasn't like for public consumption. You put your sure thing on the A-side, and it compares that to relationships and how, when you first start out and you're dating, you only show your A-side. And if you really want to know somebody, you've got to show them the B-side.
You like it?
I like it.
Well, there's actually three phases in life, and that's what you go through when you get with somebody. The first phase is that you show everybody.
Everybody. Mm-hmm.
And that second phase is that you just show your family and friends and boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
And the third phase is
that's
that inner
a little bit.
Yeah.
That you've got to hold within. Yeah. It's all yours.
This is Cass Clayton right here. We won't go too loud on it because we have to be kept up the copyright infringement. They can't hear us.
You are record on my chest. I play.
So that's really good.
Yeah. So we can keep talking because we're live on TV. So don't go and get the show me your no. We gotta swing it both ways here. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's fun. She always brings it like her music. She always brings it. This is the B side. Sooner or later we gotta show it.
You gotta jump in. Well, we've all been in those situations where neither person did jump in, and they never do get that.
And it's cool to hear this kind of song. Would you consider this more of a blues song?
It's kind of more soul. I mean, I think of blues as a format, a specific format, and it's definitely got a bluesy sound to it. But it's kind of like a soul, funky soul song.
You think Orange sounds good?
Not in this one, but we definitely have some horn songs on this album that are,
I like it.
You can get horns in this. You have to change.
No, don't change nothing.
Yeah.
Don't change a thing.
yeah, we've got a song.
So elegant. I don't know. I can't
Really
tell.
gets me thinking.
You can't tell. I can't unless you keep. I'll listen to it over and over again. I make my selection, but I
Yeah.
and then I'll
It's
see.
different. It's the same as the last song. Everybody liked different songs, which to me says that we wrote something that has appeal for everyone. Like, my favorite song is not a radio on this album. It's not a radio kind of song. It's because it's a really deep, soft, heartfelt song. It's really personal, but it's
Now she's getting real.
Henry, you're so
She's getting
red. It makes me turn red.
It's fun to do this kind of stuff in class because it brings out the real her. She can't do those like on KUHS radio. She was just too straight and narrow. I go,
You just wait. You don't even know her.
you wait till I get old and listen to this interview. So, and tell everybody everybody knows where you come from.
Yeah, I'm originally from Nebraska, Western Nebraska, and Seattle. And there's
Country girl, come on.
Country girl. There's a
The
song.
best kind.
Yeah, corn fed, I mean, but no, that has been being grounded in that Midwestern culture has really been good for me as things kind of blow up. I always feel centered and like if it ever gets to the point where it's not about love and spreading love amongst humanity, then I'm all about the love. I really do. There are so many ways you can, share love, but music is the way we're doing it right now. I mean, you could do it if you're cleaning your house or making dinner, but this is the way that seems like it's intuitive for us right now.
Okay, we're back on the radio again. So, that song, you picked that one for a reason.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Well, I think everybody understands that process of just showing somebody their A side.
I love
all
it.
been there.
I'm gonna start using this from now on. I see your A side.
I see your A side. I see your B side.
Gosh, that's the best pickup line in the world. No wonder. Oh, I get it.
It won't even get you slapped. It won't even get you slapped. But yeah,
It won't even get you slapped.
I've always wanted to know people, even people that I've just begun to know. I always really want to, I hope that they trust me enough to show me a little bit of their real selves.
And it's fun, because when you learn about different people, sometimes you wonder, wait a minute, that's not the same person I met. Is this the B-side?
The B-side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm honestly, nobody has this like bright smiley disposition all the time. So your B-side is sometimes like your more interesting side. Like it's the side of you that is introspective and how you deal with problems, what you do when you hit the wall. If you back somebody against a wall, you will definitely find out how they deal with conflict.
If you hit the wall, you're drunk.
That's it.
Henry. He hit the wall again. He's not even drunk.
Henry. That's the best name. Because Henry's not a common name anymore. So I always want to say, I can't say it once. I have to say Henry.
And I get it a lot. I was just getting it on the text from we have an intern in here.
Yeah.
So she was writing Henry. So it's really interesting. Yeah. That's a great song. And we've got a couple more in here. I want to play a couple more and we'll keep talking about it as we go. And which is the other one?
You'll See, I think, is a really great rockin' song that is, at face value, it's a rock song, but, kind of a funk rock song. But it's really about not stereotyping people, looking within somebody. If you want to see somebody better, close your eyes, look within, and you'll see them.
Take the clothes off. That's what you're going to say.
Taking the anywhere.
I want to see the B-side. Come on.
Yes. But, I think
fun.
sometimes, people get too much credit for the way they look. And, it's a theme throughout this album of, if you want to really see how somebody looks, close your eyes. Are they taking over the room? Or are they just a kind person who doesn't have to be the center of attention and all that? If you open your eyes and you're like, didn't like what you heard, but then you're like, oh, but they're attractive, so I guess I like them. That's what that song is about. Like, you really have to like close your eyes to know somebody without being fooled. This is just.
I could be like Stevie Wonder.
What we look like is just a really nice cover. It's not the real one.
It ain't? Okay, that's not fair. I think it is. This is really mean.
It is good.
Oh, good God. It was.
We have this thing that, like, I think everybody wants somebody to look in their eyes and see the real them. And that does, the more we get steeped in, like, this, as you and I were talking about, like our social media, the less likely it is for somebody to see us as we really are, because we're always showing ourselves, like, our super tan legs at the beach, like we live at the beach, No, that went through 5 filters. It's just this presentation all the time.
I see so much of that, and I was like, hey, June.
That's not you. You were 70 years old. You look 25 in that picture.
I get that a lot, and like I'll go out and about in a club or concert or whatever.
Yeah.
You look just like you do on Facebook.
Yeah. What you expect? Yeah, exactly. I didn't filter it. Yes. And admittedly, I do it too. I want the band to look good, and we run it through the filters, but this is the unfiltered version.
Do you think KUHS needs any filtering? No.
I might.
So this is her next one, You Will See, which is a great tune. And that we're going to take it off the radio here, but keep it on the radio. We'll just cool. Like we're going to listen to it within the studio today.
It's about out in the morning and send out a high prayer.
I've got my evening, I can see you walking back and forth on the stage and
You'd be good at this. We should change jobs for a day. I'll do this, and you do that.
The switch? This is an awesome song. I like this. And so this is what you were saying. You will see how this person moves.
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay, like you're talking about people who get together. What do you think that they show the other person the real side when the first part comes out or something?
Yes, that's a good sign. I think that's probably one of the first.
They look at you like, did you do that, KUHS?
You're like, yes. I don't know if you knew this, but I have body parts.
Oh no!
I know it's also just it's gonna come out if you're with them long enough. I think it depends on the person. It has to. You can't hide it. But I think if you trust somebody, it comes out earlier. You know what I mean? Like, you ever been around somebody and the first time you meet them, you just feel like you know them already? Either. A her. Okay, a her.
Yeah, she wasn't him. No.
Yeah. And then it's kind of easy to like show yourself early because you just know that you can. I don't know why life is that
but
way.
You can let that person know about it.
Yeah. It depends. Yeah. And
you know what
some people, the people I really feel I have to guard myself with and show my A side, honestly, it's people who are a little judgy. Do you know what I mean? Like, who really divide people into the good-going churchgoers of the world and
those are the
other ones. So,
hi, I'm a little church girl.
We all know the preacher's kids are the craziest ones in here. But, I am a good person, but I don't consider myself to be a good girl. And I never really wanted to do that because I think that puts I wouldn't want to put that pressure on other women to have to be a good girl because I was trying to be a good girl. I try to be a kind person.
I feel bad for women that have to be the good girl. Why? That's boring.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but I think it would.
She just ran it through there and just backed it up.
I'm not a bad.
No.
You know what I'm like? I'm just saying, like most of it, like this song, was in between. We're somewhere in between. Like we're not the angel. We're not this horrible person. we're just trying to be the kindest, best version of ourselves we can. But being the good girl is such a burden. Like, I would not want to be that.
Such a burden.
Yes. No, I'm never
Yeah,
going
let
to
me get my halo and polish it.
Exactly, yeah. Oh,
Those are my horns.
not those.
Good God, you told me to be nice.
Well,
Oh, yes, this is fun. Clayton here in KUHS Radio TV Denver Studios, and we promised you a good show, and she's delivering. This is some good stuff. And we barely touched on the emails, and I got them all. Then when she went into how you meet people, and this song is just awesome. I'm going to get it back up there and get back on the radio and talk and cast, if you don't mind.
I would love to.
Mm-hmm. And this album is so good. Like I said,
I'm really proud of it. I mean, we worked so hard on getting every single song right. I mean, there were some songs that I wrote and rewrote and rewrote and rewrote, and then took them to Taylor Scott, and he would put, he would arrange it and compose it, and then it would change again, and it's an amazing process to free yourself to say what you really want to say, because I think sometimes we can only say what we really need to say through art, because it wouldn't be okay for us to say it in any other way,
And we'd like to say hello to Spain and Angola, Syrian Arab Republic, wherever that's out. Poland, of course. And this one's Algeria and Qatar, Bolivia, Belgium, Greece, and of course Detroit, Michigan. Just to name a few.
Just to name a few that are listening in right now.
Yeah, because this is the slow one, so like I was showing, because it's kind of hard.
I wish I were in Spain with you right now. I love Spain.
And like I was telling you, Charlie was out there in Italy. And there was so much.
Yeah.
Just listening to him earlier this morning, and he was like coming out of the first episode of the Caught. I got this picture.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that been fun to go out there with him?
Oh, yeah.
And like,
can you imagine?
Italian.
Yeah.
I love
Italy. I mean, talk about people who know how to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
We are like you. I think that I love being here in the United States, but we are uptight.
Yes.
And you have to go somewhere else. Like, not you and
Here's
I.
my B-side.
The other people.
Here's my B-side. Look at
You're not uptight at all. But as a country, like, when I get to some place like Italy or Spain, I realize how much more fun most people have, and they're not they're not workaholics. Like,
they're at all.
At all. No.
That's why here we're working too much.
We are.
In the United States, we're doing all these hours, and you come home, you're looking for the weekend, and then the boss calls you up to sit and come in on Saturday and work another 8 hours.
Yeah. And then the Japanese, you can take that times whatever amount. They're even more, they live very intensely. So I feel like you can, when you go to another country where people do life differently, it makes you scratch your head like, why don't I do more of that? Why do I suck the fun out of everything?
What the hell got into me?
Exactly. But, we can, I'm doing my dream job and I love what I'm doing, but I can make that into just an intense workaholic mess too.
Do you, on your band, do you continuously play, or do you take a break, or do you have any breaks in the songs, or do you continuously jam?
Well, we try to string the songs together as much as we can. I'll tell, if I have a story to tell about a song, we'll stop for a second, and then in a 4-hour night, if we're doing a really long set,
you want to get really into the audience, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody's out there.
No, I'm like, I love all of you. I do. I mean, I feel like this is just the way that I get to love people.
Enjoy and sing. And then you have your bright smile. You're not fully dressed unless you're wearing your smile.
I agree.
So you got to go out there wearing that smile, because you give somebody a smile, they look at you, and then they follow you home, and I say, look what I found. Can I keep her? Can I keep her?
Smile man. That's like, it was that kind of smile.
That's another thing that happens in your band, right? If you're smiling.
We love those things. But, I'm surrounded by a bunch of brothers, so they really watch out for me. They don't usually have to, but if it gets weird, they do. They'll
guitar will go, whoop, boom.
They just make sure I get to my car. And, they're very protective brothers. And I'm grateful for that. Like, it would be hard to do without the right people.
Have you ever ran into any of the, these venues or any nightclubs that can have a problem?
No. I've never had, no. I mean, we've had people who got too drunk,
Yeah, but you've got that permit,
really,
right?
Yeah. I mean,
you got your permit there.
Exactly.
Put it away.
I want people to have
put
fun.
it away. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Just bring it down 20 notches. I want people to have fun and get wild and dance and,
enjoy.
And so they do. I mean, if we're freeing ourselves, they should free themselves too.
And what about females in the audience going after the gentlemen in the band? Any wild ones out there?
We've had it. We've definitely had it.
Give us some examples so we can embarrass the group. Come on, we can bring it out on you.
Well, we had a really funny one. We were at El Chapultepec, which is a place that gets really, really wild and really full, and it changes all night. Like it's just a flowing crowd.
Yeah,
1 hour it's full of this group of people, and then they move through because it's in downtown Denver, and then a whole new group of people comes through. And the later it gets, the funnier it gets.
The 10:30 crowd, the 11:30 crowd.
Yes.
10,000 people watching.
The 12:30 crowd gets kind of wild, and this lady who didn't seem very mentally stable kept kind of taking her shirt, not her whole thing, but her sweater off, the guys, and then putting it back on, and then she'd take it off really slowly, and then she'd put it back on. And
everybody was off key, up, boom,
and then she tried to grab our bass player in the where.
Oh my God!
While he was on stage, Lauren Phillips, who is crazy candy. He's just crazy candy. He's a good-looking guy and everything, but I was so shocked. And he was playing. He's in the middle of a song. And I'm like, whoa, you can't do that. You can't do that. And he leans over and he goes, #me too. So we have our fun. We don't take it seriously, but that was the only time anything like that has ever happened. Both, all the guys in the band have ladies who I think come out just to see them, and that's great.
Isn't that cool?
It should be. Yeah.
And so that's part of the Cass Clayton band. That's the good side. There's no bad side to this. Let's give it one more song. Did we pick one more song here?
We didn't.
So let's grab another song. We're just going to play them.
Okay. Do you care to play one that's more like a heartfelt, slow song?
You could do anything. I'll sit in and just Cass.
Oh. Well, let's play the most beautiful, because this song it's the last song I wrote for the album, and Taylor, when he was arranging it, composing it, just got it right.
It's a mushy song?
It's a song about a freak show, but it's really about the unkindness that plays out in humanity when we don't look at each other for who we really are. And in this song, the real freaks are the people who are pointing and laughing, who are unkind to other people.
Well, don't look at me. I didn't do it. Here's my B-side. Come on.
Never do that. I mean, it doesn't come out of personal experience, but it's a song that I could not sing for the longest time without crying, because it's got
and I don't want you
part of it that are.
I don't want you crying in a river right now when we play.
No, I mean, me.
She's so upbeat.
No, not going to happen. I will not cry on the air.
I don't have feelings. Men have feelings.
Feelings. That's pretty good. The Academy Award.
Live. And then it goes to. See, go figure. Here is Cass Clayton, the most beautiful. And look at this one. And get the audio of our voices down so we can hear it live. Whoever's listening on the radio portion of this, like our
when the three legs go
it's really the best song on the album. People won't know. It's not the kind of song that's going to.
This is how you get everybody falling in love with you. See?
It's just.
You know what you do. She knows when she's coming. She'll be nice. I'm being nice. I have all these other thoughts, but you just don't know where I want to go, but I don't go.
You can behave, I can behave. Follow your lead.
Yeah, you can tell we're kind of the same kind of soul.
Yeah, we have fun.
That's what it's all. Beautiful song. It's entitled The Most Beautiful. These are the kind of songs that can be used at weddings. Dedication.
Yeah, I think people, when I talk to people about what songs they like, they always connect with the slow songs. On the last album, they love the slow songs, and then they go out and dance to
And then they cuddle up real close and they start making out on the dance floor. Take them apart, throw water on them.
Get around.
Throw water on them, get apart, come on. And it's not husband and wife, it's just somebody else together.
Exactly, like he's with my wife. Like kind of tan line on the red and wedding ring. Yeah, see, my husband doesn't wear his ring all the time because he's a farmer, and so when he's on the farm, he doesn't wear it. He doesn't like tear your finger off.
Same with electronics.
Yes.
It's
not good.
Oh!
He's got some. Yeah, I know it makes sense.
Yes, big conductor.
Conductor.
Big conductor. They made CDs back in the day.
That's great. That's great. So do they still use gold?
Yeah, that's why everybody was going after those old.
Do they still use quartz crystals?
Not mine, all that gold. Let's stop.
That's good. That keeps the computer costs down for us.
Can you sing this song out there?
I haven't because I really need Taylor Scott and Dan to do the song. So I will. I have to. This is the right song.
Yeah, even if they're not into it. Get the other guys to learn it. Come on, people.
They'll love it. The guys will do any song that we do. In fact, they encourage me to, like, if I feel that, because I know that audience likes covers, I'll put more covers and they'll be like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Just put your stuff in there because people.
This sounds like it's so good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
This kind of song right here, like if you heard of other people who put this song and redo it, now we're doing it as well.
Doing your cover of it. I hope they do. I would love that.
Very nice. I knew you would think it. I just knew.
You bring it out in me. It's like really easy to talk about.
Hopefully.
No, you're really great at what you do. It's just
Trying to be a social butterfly.
you don't have to try.
It's not hard. There you have it, Cass. Clayton, the most beautiful. And that could apply to anybody, whether you're a male or a female. And this is one of those seriously sweet love songs.
It's kind of a love song. It's a love song to humanity about.
You can make a love to it. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Still a family show.
What kind of cookies do you bake? No, it's a family show.
Exactly. Exactly. What can I say?
You do cook cookies.
I'm not a good baker. I'm a good cook, but I don't bake that much. My daughter loves to bake, and she's much better than I am. But I cook a ton, and used to cook even more.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I asked. And so, being somebody who cooks or bakes and does all that kind of thing is really wholesome. And you're a wholesome person. The songs that you're playing are wholesome. Really a good album. And I'm going to pick the one I think is going to be number one. And don't forget, coming up next, the Radio Whisperer, this Steve Stalzy. He comes and brings it. He's bringing some really good stuff this session and did a really nice poster up there. But he always two times me. I call him. Yeah, he works at KUHS and goes over there. And radio horror. No!
Better him than me.
I was teasing about that. I was going to say that earlier about what you're putting on your website. No.
Look, you see him? He's got such a good filter.
Yeah.
Until he doesn't.
No, I don't. You just see some of these shows. I do this one show, WTF with Wanda Shea.
Oh, awesome. Yes.
Geez, and she tells me.
No filter.
She just go for it, and then she'll jump on me for it. And it's just all part of the act.
Absolutely.
She is zany. She's razor sharp with her wit. I love doing her show. She runs off of the script. I don't. And so and that's one thing I encourage her, don't run off the script.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll just go like all your
thing.
stuff. I'll go look it all over, and then I'll just bring it out and talk about it.
It feels more natural.
It is.
It's just a conversation.
You're natural. You're very natural with this new CD by Cass Clayton. And I'm going to pop it up on the backside where you can go to her website and check out the Cass Clayton band. And it's at well, there's no www on this one, but it's CassClayton.com. Just go visit her website and check out all her stuff. Buy her albums. Let's get that 99-cent download going for. We're going to find a #1 hit. She'll be #1 on the Billboard chart somewhere, or 2 or 3 of them. That can happen to you. Sometimes 2 or 3 of them. There's no hope there.
Yeah.
You hope it never happens.
No, you're right. It is to be.
You know how the universe works, Cass. Come on.
This is why I come here. I come here for spiritual insights with Henry. But you're right. It just.
Okay, so I'll do some spiritual insight.
Don't confess in front of me. I am not the girl to confess to. Like, you did what? Okay, I'll tell you all.
Let me put this up on social media.
Exactly. You think a lot of people are watching your show now. Just wait.
Judas Priest. It's fun. So, we got to talk to Cass Clayton. We're going to probably turn over the airwaves to Mr. Steve Stalls and bring it to he's really going to have a good show. He said he's going to do a special show this 2 to 4 p.m. following this show. And it's really fun having you back here, Cass.
Thank you.
This is number 3.
Oh, it's so much
Third
fun.
time.
Third time I've been on this show with Henry.
Yes,
and with Charlie.
And Charlie, too, because I wanted you to be on Charlie's show because of the spirituality and what he does.
I want to do his show again. It was so fascinating talking with him.
Yes,
and I want to see the Italian wedding video.
That was so funny when he talking to me from Boston down there. It was like stepping into the Godfather movie.
Yeah.
He says, "Wow, Henry, good God Almighty!" And the video looks just like
Italians are funny. So this is like a huge divulgence that I probably shouldn't even mention, but years and years ago, I lived in like a monastic situation. And I'm not joking about, like, I was really into the meditation, and I still am, but that was what my life was going to be. And then all these Italians came to this basically like an ashram monastery. And it was like all hell broke loose because they're so wild and they're chasing all the girls. So from then on, there was this rule there that you can only have 2 Italians there at once.
Oh, I thought you said 2 girls at once.
Well, it's got to be one or the other.
Sorry.
You've got to limit. You have to control how many Italians are on a monastery, or it will go awry. And pretty soon it won't be a monastery anymore.
Cass, you're wild. Okay, meditating.
Don't think about Italians. Don't think about Italians.
You're thinking something else. I couldn't believe you all like that. I read your mind. Good God, here's my B-side. For that, we're going to say goodbye for now. Thanks for joining us. It was a pleasure having you here with us on KUHSdenver.com and Cass Clayton. And all those who want to have her on your show, call her up, get her on. And her album is on fire right now. Coming up next, Steve Stalsey. And, well, he's the radio disc. So, I call him he's on other stations too, KUBO Radio, does a fine job. So for that, I'm going to say goodbye for now.
Thanks for having me. That's a fun show.